Well, here's the headline. Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk challenge Justin Trudeau to protect kids by banning puberty blockers. Both Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson have publicly applauded Britain's ban on puberty blockers for kids. And I just made a video about this. You can subscribe to the channel and check that out. But let's just revisit it here quickly. Children will no longer be able to access puberty blockers at England clinics. And why would they do that? Well, here, let's get a quote from the NHS. We have concluded that there is not enough evidence to support the safety or clinical effectiveness of puberty blockers to make the treatment routinely available at this time. Might have had something to do with the 1,000+ families that were suing the Tavistock Gender Clinic in England. That might cut right to the heart of the whole safety or clinical effectiveness of the whole thing, mightn't it? Yeah, basically they realized this is all just a bunch of experiments, and the experiments are actually not going very well. In fact, they're wrecking kids' lives. And I mean, they say it right here, right? Not enough evidence to support the safety or clinical effectiveness of puberty blockers. Yeah, they're not saying that because they help. Well, here's what Jordan Peterson had to say. He said, I'm a psychologist. Despite the best efforts of your ideological allies, he's talking about the Ontario College of Psychologists there, forcing him to go to online re-education. But anyway, I told your idiot senators in 2016 that your idiot virtue signaling bill, a C-16, would cause a psychogenic epidemic among young women. Guess what happened? Now I'm telling you something else. The Brits have woken up and banned puberty blockers for kids, as they should have, but the butchers are still operating in Canada. Every day this continues is on you. You're culpable of child mutilation and sterilization. If it was up to me, you'd be tried for it, along with all the other butchers and enablers. You and your toxic compassion. For shame, Canada. But what is this Bill C-16 that he's talking about? Well, it's an act to amend the Canadian Human Rights Act and the Criminal Code. This enactment amends the Canadian Human Rights Act to add gender identity and gender expression to the list of prohibited grounds of discrimination. What does that mean? Well, that means that when a 10-year-old decides they're born in the wrong body, or a 5-year-old decides that they're born in the wrong body, that means the law says they're born in the wrong body, and you're not allowed to tell them that they're not. It's the law. And if you want to keep practicing medicine in Canada, you better pay attention. So when Jordan Peterson calls it an idiot virtue signaling bill, yeah, he's not joking. Now, Elon Musk responded saying, Britain has actually looked at the data, which is why they're shutting down puberty blockers for kids. They do far more harm than good. Yeah, it's also why, the Netherlands is shutting it down, and Sweden has shut it down. They looked at the data. The whole thing, don't forget, the whole thing, there was no data for it, and then they just started doing these experiments on children. Literally, that's what it's been. And Sweden, for instance, they were way ahead. They were at least a decade ahead of everybody else. And once they looked at what they had actually done, what the consequences of these policies actually were, they said, we can't in good conscience keep doing this. This is clearly wrong. Now, as for Justin Trudeau being shamed into doing the right thing, there's no hope of that. Justin Trudeau does not care. This is something that his base likes, and he will keep doing it for his base. All the evidence in the world will not prevent Justin Trudeau from just simply doing whatever he thinks is most politically expedient for him, what is best for his political career, which I think he will be wrong about. I don't think this will be best for his career, especially as more and more information about this comes out and about how insane and reckless and heedless this whole giant experiment has been. But, one thing you can never accuse Justin Trudeau of is doing the right thing, or even just having any grasp of what the responsible thing might be. But that said, we will follow in the steps of Sweden, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and others, if for no other reason than just simply the tsunami of lawsuits that are coming, that have already started, especially in the UK and in the United States. You know, the profits that are raked in from this, and it's very, very profitable, but they will be overweighed by the financial legal costs and just by public outcry. And when the walls come crumbling down on this, which is going to happen eventually, Trudeau If he's still in the public eye at all, we'll just end up blaming it on the far right because, hey, it's Trudeau. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.